With Midstream Basic, Enverus provides our clients with a descriptive view of the market and clarity on historical and current upstream trends. In addition to gaining access to all our pipeline, facility, gathering tags, and spatial data, Midstream Basic unlocks a few common key workflows for the midstream space, some of which I'll demonstrate today in Prism. Moving into Prism, while permits and rigs have been an Enverus staple for many years and used across our customer base, Midstream Basic allows our clients to leverage and cut through all the noise and really identify those data sets to create business opportunities around a specific midstream asset. So in this example, I've got active permits as diamonds, duck wells as dots, and active drilling rigs as oil derricks on my map. I'm going to leverage Midstream Basic to quickly set this workbook up to monitor this activity for me moving forward, right? And help me understand on a reoccurring basis what's going on around my asset. Leveraging the geospatial filter allows me to enter at whatever distance is feasible or economic to me as a company. And in this case, I'll plug in 1.5 miles. Preview that, Prism will create a geofence, and once I save it as an AOI, it's only going to show me the data that falls within that 1.5 mile radius of my asset. Once that filter applies, you can see I've got everything on the map colored up by upstream operator, and those colors coincide and push to the charts on the right-hand side. I've designed this workbook to quickly help me understand around this particular asset where operators are currently drilling, where they've been approved to drill new wells, and where their current duck inventory sits. Right? And these charts help me understand exactly what I'm looking at, with this one showing me my active rig count, my active permit count, active duck count, and a few other visuals to help me understand the timeline that goes along with those rigs. So spud date, approval date from the state of Texas on those permits, and when those ducks were actually drilled. Everything you can create here with Midstream Basic can be exported, so map can be ripped out, all of the charts can be extracted from the platform, and of course you have access to all of the underlying data for the data sets filtered for in the data table here. In addition, Midstream Basic allows Enverus clients to understand historical production trends and analyze midstream to upstream relationships, and even go through and build a historical throughput model on a system of interest. In this example, I'm focused on the same crude system in the Permian, this time colored up by last 12-month oil production, looking at just actively producing wells here. So very quickly right off the bat, I'm able to give myself a bit of a heat map for my asset of interest and understand over the last 12 years where the most productive wells have come from. I can also quickly drill down and understand what operators are here and understand what their active inventory looks like. I've also got insight into what midstream players are within my area of interest. So in addition to my asset, what other midstream operators might intersect this 1.5 mile radius. And then for all these wells that we're looking at around my asset, what formations are they producing out of? Again, development timeline across the bottom. So how have the various operators turned on net new wells through time? And then last but not least, a good visual here to just understand market share of the midstreamers, right? Over the last 12 months, where have those volumes flown and which midstream operators have taken on what chunk of that total volume? So this allows me to quickly make a click on, an operator or a midstream operator of interest, let Prism do the work here, and inversely the charts are going to tell the story and give me sort of the topical questions that I might be looking for when analyzing production. Right. In addition to now having a heat map for my operator of interest's current producing wells, right? Understanding just where their best wells are in relation to my system. I also have an idea of what midstream shops they might be working with, as well as a list of different formations their inventory is currently producing out of. And now, of course, a development timeline unique to that one operator. When I'm ready to dig in a little bit deeper and actually grab my historical volumes now for my operator of interest, I can jump over to the production data tab, and I would call your attention now down to the bottom here, the area chart. I'm currently modeling out a BOE metric, but with one quick swap here, I could choose to view either monthly or daily oil within this chart. Rerun it, and I'm now going to have my historicals here in the area chart from 2000 all the way through current day production. This can very easily be enlarged and analyzed within the platform. It can also be exported out into CSV. All this and much more with Midstream Basic.